let's talk about postpartum. While I burp my baby who takes forever to burp all the time. So of course my phone had to die. My postpartum journey has been interesting, to say the least. This is my second baby. With my first, I didn't experience, I would say, postpartum depression. I definitely experienced postpartum anxiety, a lot of postpartum rage. It was hard for sure, like, learning how to have a baby. I mean, it's your first, but I'm honestly struggling a lot more with my second, and I sometimes feel like a failure for that because I've already done this, but I'm trying to give myself some grace here because my second is not my first, and they are two entirely different people, and they are two entirely different babies. So with my first, she was pretty easygoing. She slept really well, ate really well. I did have issues with breastfeeding, and I'm pretty open with that. I had some issues with breastfeeding. I couldn't really get her to latch. We had to use nipple shields, and it was just like a really stressful experience for me. Basically ended up giving up. I had her in 2020. It was during a pandemic. I had to, for my mental health. Long story short, it wasn't working for us. And with my second, I really, really wanted to breastfeed really bad. And so I tried to educate myself the best I could. And so far, it's been working a lot better. She latches really easily. I bought nipple shields because I thought maybe it was me. Maybe it was my nipples. No, it's the baby. It's the baby. Some babies can latch and some just can't. And that's okay. And I'm learning that. But my journey is a lot different this time around because of that. I feel like, she was a little gassy, but my baby Sainer here, she is a very colicky, gassy Velcro baby. At my first, you could just plop her down and she's like, cool, Mom, you want to carry me around, or, I can also just sit here too. I'll be here when you get back. I finished my diploma program with my first. I had my siblings. That's when they started to come and live with me, and it was just, I don't know, it felt easy. It felt like it came natural, her and I. And it's not that me and Sailor haven't. It's just been more difficult. I'm in a different time in my life. I have a 4-year-old now. I didn't have that when I was raising my first. She got all my attention, and I didn't need to do anything else. And now that I have two kids that need me so much. Because although my 4-year-old was never a Velcro baby, she's a Velcro 4-year-old. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad that my children need me like they do. And I know one day they won't, and that's going to kill me. So I'm trying to cherish it, but it's hard because this time around I have postpartum depression. And it's not that I don't feel connected with my baby. I do in a way. It's just different, and it's developing. It's just not how it is the first time around. I've spent a lot of time crying. I feel horrible all the time. I always think I'm a bad mom because I don't like to pump and I don't want to pump, but I do anyway because I want to feed my baby. And I don't know, I just feel like horrible because my 4-year-old needs me, and I feel like she's used to having all of me, and she's getting part of me, and she has a little bit of jealousy, and she's struggling a bit through the transition. Lovely. Yeah, I just feel like the worst mom in the world. I feel like, why did I do this? Because I can't stretch myself into 2 people. And I feel like my kids deserve 2 whole moms. even though that's just not possible. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel horrible all the time. I feel like I could be doing more. I had a C-section and a really traumatic birth that honestly brings me to tears to think about. My first was a very different experience. What I thought was traumatic by having to need an emergency C-section is very not as traumatic to me compared to what I just went through, and I'm sure I'll make a video about that one day when I can get through it without feeling the way I do. But I'm managing, I'm managing. I recognize and I acknowledge I love my children. I would never do anything to hurt my children. I would always make sure that they have everything they need. It's just killing me. It feels like I hate being a mom sometimes, and that feels horrible because I love it at the same time. And I would never not have my children. I would never go back in time and not have them and change things. In every lifetime, I would choose my children. But I hate this. I know that it's just like the newborn phase. Newborns are hard. And I know I've just been dealing with a lot of hardship in my life, in my personal life, and that's making it hard as well. And I haven't had the most supportive people around me during this time. I do now, but I didn't. And that really sucked because I've never experienced this before. I already feel like a lot of shame and guilt for feeling the way that I do. And I'm trying to move through that. And it's difficult. Because it's like the thing that's supposed to make you feel better, which is, time, rest, patience, with myself and all that, is the thing I'm struggling to give myself, and honestly makes me feel worse because I feel more like a lazy mom or a horrible mom, piece of shit mom who doesn't deserve my children because I can't do what I did with where I was at when my kid was 3 and which was just before I got pregnant, when I was 3 and way out of the trenches of even infancy, toddlers. I don't know, I just had an easier time with my toddler, and it was just one, and now there's 2 of them. And anyway, regardless, I'm working through it. I'm trying to find myself again, and my partner has been really supportive in that, trying to help me have time for myself and take care of myself and try to just find my identity again. That's why I dyed my hair, because I didn't feel like me having just regular hair through my pregnancy and then now, and I probably will do other things that will hopefully make me feel like me again. And I know that it will come in time because I remember feeling like me again at some point. And you will too if you're struggling as well. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I know I'm not alone, and I know I'm not alone, even just in my life, and I feel so alone. So I can only imagine what other people feel like. I don't know. We'll get through it. We'll survive. We'll prosper. We'll thrive. All that. Especially for us second, third, or other time moms, don't feel bad if it's different. Don't feel bad if it's not coming as naturally. You're adjusting to life with more than one kid. And for me, adjusting to one kid was so easy, and I could do that 10 times over again. This adjusting to another one is a struggle, but we'll get through it. And we will be us again. We're still us, somewhere in there. Just gotta find her. But, yeah. I know it doesn't last forever, because it didn't last forever the first time. So I know there's an end. I will go deal with my little Velcro baby. Say, I love you, Sainer. I love you. Mwah. It gets better. It's okay. Makes it so easy that it's a cute, adorable little face.